Adil welcomed me to Pakistan and asked, "Do you have whiskey?" When I said no, he looked disappointed. I think he wanted some. Mr. Gao held out a girly magazine. Adil glanced at the scantily clad women and said, "Pornography is not allowed in Pakistan." Mr. Gao said, "Oh, sorry, it was for you." Adil said, "For me?" Then he smiled and tucked it into his jacket. Leaving the summit, I felt elated, but lonely. Snowflakes swirled in the thin air. I reflected on my choice to cycle on alone. Filled with melancholy and memories of Victoria's death wish comment, I stopped, sat on a rock, and wrote, "If I die on this day, I shall have died on one of the greatest days of my life."
So, you want to see what it's like to take a ride on the old Karakorum Highway, huh? Yeah. Well, it's not all bad. It's not all good either, though.
At Soest, immigration found that my visa had expired. They sent me to the boss's room. He was propped up on a bed, fiddling with his toes. "Go back to China, get a visa." That wasn't an option, and he knew it. He gestured for me to go. I stood firm. As I squirmed and stared, he said, "I give 3-day pass. You go to Gilgit. Get visa." I caught a ride into Gilgit. The people here look and sound Middle Eastern. The food was even better than in Xinjiang. Chapati. Delicious when wrapped around hot sashliki. A call to the U.S. Embassy. They worked out the problem, and I was headed back to Soest with visa in hand. The boss seemed disappointed. The scenery is majestic, breathtaking. It's on the constantly moving edge of the India tectonic plate as it crashes into the Eurasian plate, creating earthquakes and landslides. The Hunza Valley, a cradle of civilization 5,300 years ago, was carved by the Indus River. President Bush recently allowed sale of F-16s to Pakistan. His confidence may be due to Benazir Bhutto, the first woman elected to lead a Muslim state. This area is the wild, wild west, the outer edge of civilization. Jeeps and buses are always overloaded. People were actually friendlier than they looked. The crumbling highway and the fragile bridges are a constant danger. This bridge seemed to twist and slither like a snake. I had to walk my bike across. Out of the mountains, the climate became tropical. The traffic, a strange mix of animals, horse buggies, trucks, motorcycles, and lots of bicycles. I finally got a call out to Victoria. She was frantic, almost angry with me. It had been 12 days since we'd talked. There's just no way that I could explain how primitive it was here. I said, "Wish you were here." She said, "Glad I'm not. It sounds terrible." Islamabad is the modern capital of Pakistan. Alcohol is prohibited, but I found the American Club, an enclave that served wine. As I sipped, a guy there told me this incredible story. The U.S. Army still trains mules. They modified 747s and flew in 200 yesterday, took them by truck up to the Afghan border, and gave them to the Mujahideen. I asked, "Do you think they're using them?" He chuckled and said, "Oh yeah, they're eating them right now." Rawalpindi is the ancient capital of Pakistan. What a difference. After Islamabad, it's like a time warp. An interesting place, but I'm ready to move on to India.
Hi, everybody. Beautiful picture.